Ser
What?
No! You
the heck?
TP'd into my venom mine.
No! Why would you go Symmetra in a deathmatch? And I almost killed you. Can you go back to Sombra, please?
No.
Please?
Oh, you. Oh, no.
Asking nicely. See, this is what. Oh, my goodness.
Sorry.
Ooh, who joined? Fandan and Dijon.
Hello, Fandan.
Jean.
Disappointed by that, Noble.
What?
Why do you say disappointed by that? I joined.
I didn't say that.
You sounded it.
Oh! I apologize sincerely.
Yeah, it's no problem.
Okay, good. Glad we settled it.
What the fuck is going on?
Fandan's amazing.
Oh, I should have hammered that.
Yes.
Back. Fight me. How did you kind of walk into that? No, Justice, can you please? Okay. Just hammer him.
Who's missing?
Yeah. Yeah. Rasikabu, na.
What the?
What the heck? I didn't sign up for this.
Oh, suddenly there are 5.
Oh no, why do we have hands? Like, Fandan,
How did I
you know,
miss it?
I think you're great and all, but don't go DPS in a deathmatch, please.
What do you mean?
What the what?
Dijon, you're so low. I'm coming for you.
Oh, who plays Genji?
Oh my goodness,
It's
Fandan.
Fanda.
I thought Genji was nerfed, but not that nerfed.
Not sure if it's the nerf or just the player skill level, but maybe a.
Oh,
in
he's one.
between.
He's really low.
Okay.
And she's back. Oh! I did it!
Oh. Alright, everyone go with their roles.
Screw that.
Yeah, Fandan's just gonna kill us all.
Oh shit.
Oh!
Ay.
Okay, I'm gonna go my role now.
Where you at? Oh, how did you heal? Oh, Fandan. Oh my goodness. Confused. I'm really scared right now.
Who the hell throws a Moira orb at a...
Goes Moira
Widow.
in a deathmatch, huh? Who does that?
Yeah.
True.
Why would?
Sorry.
Players that play Mei and Hog.
Who plays Moira?
Wait.
Oh, no way. Oh, no way.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Dijon, can you just
Who's,
chill,
who's
please?
this tank guy?
Who, Dijon?
Yeah.
Oh, please don't.
What
Yeah.
are you playing,
Yeah,
Jacqueline?
I'm kidding, I'm kidding. I'm a main tank as well.
Do I have to go my role?
Do you have to what?
Do I have to play tank?
No, you don't.
Missed that.
Okay, I'm going. Lose.
You actually switch. Oh, okay.
Oh my goodness. Rest in-
Can anyone from Don
That's what you
provide me
get.
with the codes
Oh.
for the
What
last,
you deserve.
Invite you to the what? Sorry.
provide me with the codes for the last comp game you did. Like that last one that other day.
Yeah, I can do
Okay.
that. Or
Thanks.
Calm down, man.
So, Rima, you. Oh,
I shouldn't have jumped.
No,
Yeah, never jump when I'm Widow. I learned that lesson the hard way. By this, like, GM
It's
main
alright.
tank telling me
I'm
off.
coming for Fandan. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. Oh, look at him running away. You scared or what's the matter? Huh?
Nice strafing. Don't feedback me.
Oh,
Coach.
he misses the
Who's
dash.
Mora?
coach, you won the first game and the last game we've played in the comp.
Oh,
I played the last game.
Better Genji wins. I'm kidding. Oh no, I should have said that.
Wait, don't
Oh.
say it. Don't say that.
No, I should've
Okay,
said-
so,
Alright, I'm just gonna hide in a corner for the rest of this deathmatch.
I can't talk. Someone who was playing yesterday should put it because I didn't save them.
okay.
Sure.
You sure?
Oh, wait. I'll leave and then I'll rejoin. Okay.
Alright.
So it was the very last game we played, right? And that's it?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I swear I've played too many games since. Okay, yeah, Volskaya. Yep, that was it. Cool. Alright.
Who's Mora? Who's Mora? Oh.
My goodness. Why is Casper here?
I have
Oh.
infiltrated.
Casper,
Now
man,
I'll
you
eliminate.
can't be scaring me like this.
Oh, wait.
You wanna die?
Alright.
Is that what you want?
Dawn VODs. Oh, I don't have permission. Ooh, I'll do it in general.
Oh,
I
come
can.
on, Dijon. You can't be stealing.
No,
Thank
Mora,
you.
Mora, shut up. Shut up. Help up.
Oh, hey,
Oh yeah,
Karen.
that's right, Fandan.
Hi.
Okay, okay,
Ah.
okay. I'll Fandan. Oh my goodness.
A Dupreek is. Oh yeah, we've got full Dawn, and is this full Horizon?
Yeah.
Is Voltic here?
You have 4.
Fandan.
Oh, you just fucking
Chill.
jumped!
Oh.
No, you guys are missing Voltic, right?
Yeah, there's 5 for.
Did you say he's usually late?
No, he was eating. He said in
Okay.
Horizon Pit.
No! How do you hit that?
We can start though.
I think we'll just wait like a couple more minutes for World Kick and
Nice. Go on.
we'll start.
Join the deathmatch, chief if you're bored. It's community deathmatch.
Okay. Can we? Okay, nice.
Don't be toxic. No, shoot them in the face in a deathmatch.
Yeah, but just who goes more around that?
I'm not on Moira anymore.
My goodness.
Jeez.
Why would you steal that? Oh my goodness.
Please.
Justice, can you
I lowered
not?
the volume and it's still blowing my
Sorry.
eardrums.
Alright, I'm just gonna put myself on mute.
Yeah, please do.
And where's the mute?
He's my brother. It doesn't count as being toxic.
Yeah, yeah. So you can talk like that.
What did that? Oh, no.
Oh, what?
Oh. Bro.
Rima, you're a joke now. Winston, Hog, you teabag every kill, dude. Please stop this push.
I was no HP.
I've unmuted myself. Where?
Okay, I'm just getting shot by 4 people.
Liege. No, Tyrant. Alright, that's fine. Tyrant, you just gotta be careful now, cause I can smell you,
Yeah.
but I can't hit you. Ah, okay.
Can we make
What
this all
counts as
Widow?
Tracer?
Yeah, Widow only.
Alright, Widow only.
Hug is a Vito.
Yeah.
It's just a bigger version of it.
Yo, who?
What died since you said Widow only?
Okay. Fair point. Prepare to.
Okay, Hawk is Widow, but Tracer is not.
That's some backwards logic. Of course, Tracer's Widow.
Oh,
Okay, everybody focus Tracer.
Alright, I'm gonna kill her.
she said.
Oh, I did it! I did
she-
it! Can I please get a round of applause? Oh my goodness. It's not like...
How I thought you said you muted yourself.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I think he said it like 3 times already.
No, I did at one point, and then I got really bored of talking to myself, so I unmuted myself. Why would I keep myself muted? Dijon, chill.
Who are we waiting for?
Voltic.
Can everyone just...
Yeah,
Back
it's
off?
a little bit unfair that we're all waiting for him. So
That's...
Okay.
Yeah.
Well then, if
I mean,
anyone, everyone could
he's
kindly
late.
tune into the stream so we can begin then.
Streaming what?
Oh,
In
there's a
general.
link in Discord.
Which channel?
Both generals.
I have to connect my VPN. I'll be right back.
Wait, where's
Wait,
the link to the...
Why do you need to
Wait,
be
what?
full Sombra mode? Love it.
Where's the link to the stream?
Taranti... Oh my...
Uh,
You just click way faster. I think
Alright.
it's cheating, guys.
I see.
What software do you use, huh? Auto-clicker?
Guys, to watch the stream.
Also, just click it.
Where's
I
the
am
link?
watching the stream.
There is no stream.
There
Yes,
is a
there is
stream.
on the Horizon channel.
What do you mean
Oh,
there
there's
is
no-
no stream? If there's no stream, then what in the fuck am I watching right now?
Where are you watching it?
No need to be toxic, God.
It was posted in the Horizon General. I don't think Dijon has access to that. So
No,
maybe...
I can't see that.
Yeah, can
Post
you
it in
post it in
tryouts.
the tryouts? Thank
I
you.
thought someone was streaming on Discord.
No.
Hey, Rima.
The deathmatch.
Yeah, let's everyone tune into the to the stream and please mute and deafen yourself when you're ready.
okay.
Yeah.
Jet, waiting on you.
Oh yeah, I muted my headset, but I'll do it.
Perfect. Okay. One sec. Okay, let's get going.
Traveling to Volskaya, ready for battle.
So this is Dawn. Black Phoenix here is a chief from an alt account. We're trying to play like a certain comp here. It's like a very spammy comp. The main idea behind this is you try to do a dynamite to mitigate one of the enemy's heals. Let's say if it's a damage boosted dynamite, so it basically does the same damage per second as Baptiste does healing per second. So a target that's dynamited needs to be pocketed to stay alive, but that also means that you can dive that target pretty easily, because it already takes damage, and if let's say the Winston can't kill that target because Baptiste does more healing than Winston does damage, if that target is on fire, then the Winston can finish off the target really easily, even if it's getting pocketed by Baptiste. Okay, so one more thing I want to go over is, let's talk about value for a sec. So we'll imagine it like this. 3 lines, okay? These are the players on the team. And for this example, we have Orisa, Winston, Ashe, Echo, Mercy, and Baptiste. Perfect. So the enemy team has like a completely different setup, but not gonna bother with the letters, just use your imagination. Okay, so the thing about value is that, let's say for example, now we take a look at how a professional Overwatch League players play. So because they're playing consistently and every single movement they're doing is like thought of, it's calculated, every ability usage, it's all very rehearsed, and it always gets maximum value. So when they're playing, they're kind of doing this. Maybe they're waiting, then they execute like a couple of good kills, and the graph looks like this. Okay, but it's mostly consistent. At like, let's say, at a very high level. Say like top 500, even top 10, if we calculate it by SR. And what I mean by that is, let's imagine that there's like a magic calculator, a magic value calculator, that in real-time updates, where that gives you like an estimated rank about your performance at any given time. So let's say you're standing still in spawn. Now the calculator will show 0 or like 100 SR, let's say in bronze, because you're just standing AFK in spawn. But let's say you now landed a clutch 6-man shatter and you fire strike and you hit like 4 of them, and then like 1 hammer swing you kill 3, and then you just finish the rest of them off. Okay, then the value will show like infinite. It will show like 4,500 SR value for that single moment. So if that's how professionals look, because everything they do is, it gets value, when you play, your graph looks like this. Sometimes you land a massive nade, it hits 6 people, you get maximum value. Sometimes like you miss your shots and you die, so you get no value. It's like bronze. So that's the general idea behind this graph, and we're gonna come back to it a lot during the games. But just for now, let's imagine this. Let's give this like a. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play, And based on positioning, based on what everyone on the team is doing at the moment and the enemy team, we're gonna draw values on the graph and explain how like certain minute things, certain minute mistakes add up over time, and eventually it's what dictates which team is winning in the game. Okay, so let's start.
5. Ready for battle. 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Okay, so we advance on choke. Echo pokes high ground. Okay. Oh, hey Voltic. So I posted a link to the stream I do on YouTube.
Yes.
So deafen yourself when you're ready and watch the stream.
Okay.
By the way, the graph you're seeing on the screen right now represents values. Each of these letters is a character on our team: Orisa, Winston, Ashe, Echo, Mercy, and Baptiste. And in a few seconds you'll see what everything means. So let's take it a couple seconds back. Give you an example of okay, so right off the bat, as the situation stands, the enemy, let's say Rhine, Sigma, their Baptiste, I should put it here. Their Baptiste, second healer Ana, Genji and Sombra. So Genji and Sombra. Okay. So right off the bat, Genji is getting some value here on the high ground. Fandan is matching it with his Echo. The Rhine is getting value by blocking the choke. Orisa gets value by also spamming the Rhine shield, while also taking space with her shield. Now the Winston is doing nothing, but that's okay. Everyone are setting up for the Winston dive. And Mercy is damage boosting, so she gets natural value, and the Baptiste is healing, they also get natural value. Same for the enemy team. Now, let's see how things go down. So, a Holt comes in. Kind of mismatches between the Holts and the Dynamites. That should be like the Dynamite should come 1 second later and hit closer to the Holt, so everyone are actually pulled. And by the way, this from this point, that's like 3 maximum range pulls from the Holt, and in the next patch, that's probably going to change because that's broken as fuck. Anyways, Holt is massive, so Orisa now, instead of... Okay, so Orisa uses Holt, it gets a lot of value. Echo now, the Ashe misses, so that doesn't get much value. Echo is about to dive in, I think, and the Winston. Now, the Winston goes in, starts getting value, but let's see how the enemy Sigma gets value. Okay, Genji is on fire, so Ashe value is a bit higher now, because one of the enemy team is on fire. It's super killable. Winston goes in, isolates the targets. Massive value. Genji escapes with his life. Also big value, but that also means now that Winston value is mitigated. Okay, Winston does some poke. Winston bubble goes down. Sigma rocks the Winston. again, massive value, and the enemy teams decide they want to rotate. They successfully survive and hold the dive. Okay, now we do our rotations. Let's do it a bit faster. Okay, right in this moment you see the Ashe like a bit overextending, so she gets less value. Enemy, oh, it's the Baptiste. So the enemy Baptiste now has gotten a lot of value by keeping his tanks alive. And the Ana as well. But now the Baptiste gets damage, so the momentum swings a bit. The Baptiste is killable, although we don't capitalize. So value is lowered, echo value higher. Okay, now the momentum swings in our advantage massively. Because of the pressure we applied, where coordinatedly we used like 3 massive abilities at the same time, and they all got value. Let's repeat what happened just now. Okay, they get pushed back. Holt comes in. Yeah. Holt comes in, Dynamite comes in, Immortality Field goes in. So we use 3 abilities to engage, and they use 3 abilities as well. So the Baptiste tries to save his team, and his Genji gets maximum value by the Immortality Field. But our Ashe has set everyone on fire, so the Baptiste healing is kinda mitigated, so his value is back to half now. And our Ashe is getting a lot of value. Our Winston has jumped in, hasn't used his bubble yet, but he's doing a lot of damage to low HP targets that are just protected by the Immortality Field. So Winston right now is getting huge value. His positioning and the amount of damage he can do and safely return is huge here. The Rein and Genji, they get absolutely no value. They're 1 HP. All they're really doing is like exist and try to survive. So right now our team is winning. Well, it appears like our team is winning because just as the situation stands, like the general overall value that we get from each and every hero on our team is higher than what the enemy team can accomplish right now. I mean, their healers are popping off, they're getting a lot of ult charge because they're keeping everyone alive, but it's not enough that, but because they have to work so hard, that means that their team is not really doing their thing. So how do they solve this? They don't go into the situation in the first place. The tanks need to play more aggressive as well as the DPS, not allow us to take the positions we want to take and really apply any pressure to them. So you can basically say they need to get more value than us, and that basically boils down to playing more aggressive. Okay, Winston gets slept, so now Winston is AFK. The entire Winston value is completely mitigated. So now the fight looks more like more or less the same. Like, yeah. Okay. Okay, Ashe gets in a duel. I think the health pack is hacked there. Survives though, very nice. Ah, unlucky, dies. Okay. So Ashe, from being in a good position and getting a lot of value, has now died. There's no Ashe on our team, but their Sigma is popping off. Now the Rein is starting to take some space as well, and now the situation looks completely different once we lost the hero. Like, we still get value, the Winston is awake, but we're missing, like, all heroes get value just by existing, and them not existing is a really big blow to your team. So let's see what happens here. We use Immortality Field as well, so Baptiste now gets a lot of value. He can make his team invulnerable. Let's see what happens. Okay, Winston dives the back line, tries to isolate the healers. It's a nice shield.
Burning them down.
Okay, now our Baptiste is getting really maximum value here. Real maximum value by keeping the Orisa alive, doing so much ult charge and also damaging.
Burn down.
And so is our Mercy. Keeping our Orisa alive, dueling the Rhine. So because our Orisa is also getting maximum value and the Rhine is doing damage, but all his damage is getting like pocketed away, our Orisa comes on top in this situation.
Taught you to fight like that.
Be right back.
Okay, but now in a blink of an eye we miss the pressure from the Winston and we're missing our main heals and value. So Genji and Sombra are just having a field day, killing our backline. I mean, their Ana is popping off. And right now, as the situation stands, we got into the fight with a massive advantage. We made a couple mistakes. The enemy team got more value. They managed to defend. And basically it's just clean up here.
Focus with me.
Okay. Wait, what did I do? So now that everything is reset, all the values go back to 0 because everyone are just standing AFK, but because of the natural position advantage of the defenders, they have a slight edge going in to the 0 value that we have. We're starting to take positions. Winston's on the high ground, Orisa is taking space. Rhine does a fire strike, gets some value, Orisa takes space, she starts getting value, but we're still behind. It's like still not super winnable for us. Winston's on the high ground. Wait, how did that get so big? Winston on the high ground, Mercy pocketing the players, gets a value. No, it's too small. Very nice. Pockets, Baptiste is healing. We all get like minimal value here. We all get minimal value here. Echo does some spam damage, but because of the natural positions of the defense, they get more value just by existing in better positions. And Echo. Perfect. Now, as the fight continues and abilities are being traded... Okay, now our Baptiste has opened window, completely challenging the sightlines on the enemy team and forcing them into positions they don't necessarily want to be in. And by the way, that's really aggressive and nice window. So now the Rhine is getting like half the value he has gotten to this point just by existing, because he has to go away, he has to hide. And so the difference is between holding your shield and standing still is that the enemy team can't push you because you have your abilities at the ready, you're ready to punish them, so they respect you. And facing a window, knowing you can't peek and you can't stop the enemy from pushing, that means you just don't get value. Now Orisa gets a lot of value. Our Ashe gets a ton of value against an open window, and so is our Baptiste. Window open, 3 heroes on our team, maybe even Echo if she spams through it. 4 heroes on our team are getting like close to maximum value right now, and the enemy team is losing half their effective value on the team because they have to go and hide now. They try to open a window in advance to get massive value, but let's say they open a window and it's successful, okay? Now Ana is getting value, their Genji is getting value, maybe their Sombra is trying to shoot it, but they're missing a key component, the Rhine. So even with the 2 windows open, it looks a little bit better for our team. And the enemy team has used Immortality Field, but so technically their value is higher than ours because we can't kill them. But if we focus the Immortality Field, now the Baptiste's value drops to half, and it looks so much better to us. With Mercy damage boosting as well through the window. And as soon as the enemy team doesn't have Immortality Field, and we do, our potential, let's call it like potential value, is way higher. Because we can get instant infinite value with a key press. Like let's say the enemy team is using 3 ults that can kill you. Boom, Immortality Field. No thank you. You can't kill us. Okay. We use Immortality Field, maximum value, but we all get shut down by the Sombra EMP. So now their Sombra is getting maximum value. And we not so much. Now we're just standing still with no Immortality Field, and we're all hacked. And our main heals die, so it's back to square one for us. It even looks worse now. And if it looks worse, it's usually worse. We lose another player, we lose our Orisa, and now we have to reset. And we lose the Ashe. No more Ashe. Meanwhile, the enemy team is just keeps getting more value and more value. Perfect. And the Mercy.
Focus my target.
So, now that we're all reset, things go back to normal. They stand AFK. Their value drops back to 0, but not so much because they are defending, they have natural positions. Their value is naturally higher. We are also reset, but our value is lower. Looking at the ults, we have like 4 ults coming on 5, and the enemy team have 3 ults coming on 4. So if we draw a potential value here, you'll see that you'll understand why we're favored going into the next fight. So Ana can potentially get, let's make it skinnier, can potentially get maximum value here. So is there Sigma, so is the Reinhardt. Okay, and the Genji, let's say he's close. He'll have it soon. But those are really their 4 ultimates. We have some answers for most of their questions, and by that I mean we can use... We have leeway. We can use this ult to mitigate some of theirs, or that one, or this one. It doesn't really matter. We can use a lot of things to do a bunch of stuff. So, potential value. Our Orisa is coming up on an ult. Our Winston. Mercy. And Baptiste just used his, so no ult for him. Ashe is close to ult, and Echo is really... Echo already has hers. So Sombra on their team just use EMP, so she doesn't get any potential value. Let's see what actually happens now in the next fight. Okay. Enemy realizes we're trying to push aggressively. We do a massive halt. Dynamite kind of fails, and we immediately get antied. Now, not only that we don't have the potential value from Echo, everyone on our team is now standing AFK. Because we're antied and low HP, there's nothing we can do, we just have to wait. We don't have anything to offer. Meanwhile, their Ana just popped off. And now she's hitting maximum value. Because they have two shields open, automatically the Rein and Sigma also get value here. And so is there Genji and Baptiste that now can free fire on our team. So, just from a simple nade, Ana has enabled her entire team to get more value than us. Like, she mitigated all of our value and made like half the potential value on the enemy team valid without them investing heavily with their abilities. Like, the Rein can realistically with a fire strike, Rein can only kill Echo if she's shattered on the floor. Realistically, it's super hard to hit an Echo with a fire strike. So because of the Ana nade that enabled this to happen, like if the fire strike would have hit without the Ana, it gets like healed, it gets like some value, maybe here. But because of the Ana has enabled her entire team now to get maximum value on all their abilities. Like 10x the value. It's like a free combo in Candy Crush. Okay. Winston uses bubble with immortality field. Try to fall back. Maybe not as fast as we should have. And that's a hard reset. So you see, even if we go in favored on the next attack, that doesn't necessarily mean the enemy team can't just get more value than us and shut us down. Now that everything is reset, go back to the same situation.
Cease your resistance.
Okay, so we get lucky. Sombra is feeding. So if we do the graph again, let's reset here. Sombra tries to go on a flank, but ends up dying. Because of that, our potential value is now increased 10 times fold. With the Orisa now enabling the team popping Bongo, everyone else starts getting a lot more value. Because the enemy team is missing one player, they can only answer back so much. Like the Genji can get space, the Rein can take damage, and so on and so forth, but we just have more value to go around. We have like more abilities we can use per second than the enemy team, or like per 10 seconds, so on and so forth. So because of that, if we play our cards, and that doesn't mean like that the enemy team can't like still win this fight. They definitely still can. We just get natural advantage because the enemy Sombra is now dead. Okay. So the enemy team is trying to answer with a Nano Blade. Now Ana is getting maximum value, Genji is getting maximum value. They use their ults. Orisa gets maximum value in return because she uses hers. Mercy gets maximum value in return because she uses hers. But now let's see what happens. Genji's value gets here really low because the Winston has popped his ult to shut him down. So now the Nano Blade value is only like 50%. And the Winston value is now infinite. Because he's peeling for his team. He's denying so much damage. And then Genji ends up dying. So that's more advantage for our team. Genji out of the fight. We use a Flux here. That's the Echo duplicating the Sigma. So our Echo now also gets maximum value. Look at the value difference. They have barely anything to go around because 2 of their players are dead. And we are just forcing our way into their base, playing really aggressively and asking them questions they don't even have the first clue how to answer. The questions are, in this metaphor, the ults we're using. Winston goes high ground, kicks the Sigma out. Now the Sigma gets less value because he's not on the high ground. He's low HP. He basically stands AFK. Echo keeps getting maximum value, and now the Winston still, and they are missing a Sigma. So now only the Reinhardt that doesn't get that much value now because he can't really do anything besides keep his shields up. And the Ana and Baptiste can get a lot of value here because they heal and charge their ults, but it's not enough to swing the entire momentum of the entire team back in their direction. Like, we're pushing way harder to them than they are pushing to us in this situation. Orisa almost gets off the map. Rein fucks that up. Now all the enemy teams are dead and we are all on maximum value because we're on the point and there's nothing the enemy can do, so we get a point.
Objective lost.
Nice.
New defense point. Objective B.
Now let's forget the graph because it's getting tiring. I assume also for you. We're just gonna we're gonna talk about it, like, try to visualize as I'm talking the graph. So we get point A, we decide, okay guys, like, they haven't grouped up, we killed a bunch of them still lingering around points, we have a couple of staggers, let's just go in aggressively on the point. Orisa takes space, deploys shield, destroyed, opens window, maximum value, it kills like one of our team, also destroys the immortality field, this push is over. Although, we managed to get some value back by eliminating the enemy players. And we keep trading, but a trading fight is always in the... Maybe. Oh, and the Rein fucks up and uses Shatter here. Okay, so the enemy team is trying to get... Let's watch this entire fight in slow motion for a sec. Window is opened. Everyone on the team immediately dropped really low. Like, the tanks are taking space though. What Winston is doing here right now is making sure it makes sure like this window doesn't get as much value as it should have. They have here 4 projectile heroes that are focusing on running away from the Winston, more they are on focusing on shooting our team. So instead of maximum value window here, as it should have been, it's like medium, it's like meh. But our Winston, because of his positioning and the fact that he doesn't get focused down immediately, which is weird, he just gets beyond infinite value. He's shutting down the enemy team's value, and also getting insane amounts of value himself. So is the Orisa. We open a window in return. Zarya is dead, Orisa is dead, Rein is about to die. Winston still keeps busy the back line. Mercy comes to pocket him. Winston and Fandana just on the back line. Very nice. Okay, so they used their ults and it didn't get them much value, and we used our neutral abilities and positioning to force the enemy team into getting no value at all. So that's how we were able to turn this fight around, like, if you boil it down. Rein is burning. That means he's an easy target to kill.
Apagando las luces.
bronze value, there's nothing he can do. But now we're all for hacked, so we get very little value, although we're not getting punished. And the Tyranti still finds value. We keep applying pressure, the enemy team still tries to... Okay, so here's a good example. The Hog is burning and is getting healed by Diana, but his HP doesn't really go up. And that's intentional. The game is built in such a way that there are more than one way to mitigate heals. Like, you can mitigate heals by line of sight, you can mitigate heals by overtime damage, like Dynamite, Venomine, so on and so forth, Torb thingy, like on the floor, or just shooting like people in the face, you know, that also does the damage over time. And you can block healing by anti-nades with Ana. That's like another thing that's unique to her. Just as much as the damage over time is unique to Ashe, so on and so forth.
Adaptive circuits engaged.
Okay, so now we realize we need more space.
Soldier
the enemy
76.
team is 4. We don't want to take the 4-on-4 battle, we want to take the 5 or 6-on-4 battle. Ana is off the map, Hog is completely isolated. Yeah, that's unlucky. So you see that's why the burning is really powerful here, because he was getting healed from the Lucio. Like, the Lucio was on healing beam, standing right next to him, and he almost had it, but the Dynamite just does a little bit more damage than what most of the healers can do. So it's really designed in a way to really help these situations in particular.
This is the target.
And from here on out, it's just cleanup. We have the advantage, we have the manpower, we had the manpower, but we're about to equalize, I think, very soon. Let's see, we already have 2 ticks, we're still trading. Trading here is usually in the favor of the defense, but if we can close the fight fast with a couple of ticks, then it's favored for the attacker. That's a nano thingy. Echo dodges it really nicely. Like, the immortality field here gets no value, because it was a miscommunication between the enemy team. Like, he expected the soldier to stay on the high ground, but he just didn't. Now soldier tries to stay alive, gets killed, but okay. Let's pause for a sec. So kind of a scrappy fight. That's a weird shield. I wanna see the Sombra. So Sombra is getting a lot of value here by spamming the Orisa in the back line without anyone paying attention to it.
Do something.
Oh, she escaped, very nice. And because she is... Okay, so Bob here... usually Bob only gets value after he's deployed and he starts shooting for a couple seconds. But that's what we call a zoning Bob. Like, fuck off, Ryan. And then the Sombra has to translocate out and they C9. Like, no one is in a position to do anything here. Ana is still afraid. Sombra doesn't want to go in. And very nice.
Initiating match.
But now on defense.
Ready for battle.
Okay, so if we come back to the graph here real quick. Because we're defending, we naturally have more value than the enemy team, and they have to do something really drastic to actually win point A decisively. We took like 3-4 tries to get 8 the first time until we found something drastic to swing the momentum in our team's favor, so we can begin the push towards the enemy team. And let's see what happens. Yep. There's a hug. You don't pick the hug. That's unfortunate. Now, our Echo is dead. She dead, yo. Enemy hug just got massive value by that pick, and so is the Baptiste. Hog and Baptiste basically have popped off for their team. And right now, as things stand, the attacking team has more overall value at this moment than we have. And it's gonna stay there for a while until the Echo comes back. So, because their momentum is so far ahead right now, they can afford themselves to push into our team. Like, they got maximum value. Like, they mitigated value from the enemy team, and it's now not... It's very in the favor of the attackers. Let's just say that. Okay. And Mercy dies to a Hanzo arrow. Hanzo gets maximum value. We get deleted. That's a very nice immortality field, by the way. Yeah, that's point A. We try to stabilize. By the way, the main takeaway here from this is your mistakes aren't really just your mistakes. When you make a mistake, it affects everyone on the team. When you make a sick play, it affects everyone on the team, just the same. So try, I guess, not to make mistakes. Like, the best tip to ranking, to winning games in Overwatch in general, is just try and make as little mistakes as possible. And part of not making mistakes is constantly thinking about where you're positioning, where you're because I'm sure you didn't meant to get hooked there, but it's something that if you would have paid more attention to at the beginning of the game, you would have heard like the hog, like maybe he shot something when he left spawn, maybe you would have heard his footsteps, so on and so forth, and you could have repositioned yourself better if you were paying attention in that instance. So, like, food for thought. Okay. Okay, Tyrantee gets picked. Where did Tyrantee die? Here? Oh, Tyrantee stands here. Oh, he dies to an arrow. Dude, that's unlucky. Okay, now Orisa is antied. Okay. Let's quickly talk about what happens here. They get a pick. They start pushing. Because that Tyrantee died, they mitigated value from our team, and that value came in the form of healing. So now all the damage they apply is permanent, like most of it. We still have another healer. Hold on a sec. Sorry about that, I'm back. Where was I? Okay, yeah. We got denied some healings. And that's not good for the tanks. Tanks cannot play that aggressive. In this situation, if you're a tank and you recognize that the only other character that heals you in the game, like your pocket, is dead, you're as third as effective. So considering you have to take like 3 times the positioning, you need to find the position that's 3 times safer for you. And that's not standing in front of the enemy team. And so, because of that, they punish. Although that Sombra is reluctant on dying. We res the... Okay, so... Okay, couple things. Sombra dies, and basically gifts us the defense here. If the Sombra hadn't died and recalled into safety here, even if though she's out of the fight, she would have came back fast enough for it not to matter that much. We res their pick, so now the value they got, we mitigated some of it with the res. Like, they got massive value, or main heals are dead, okay. But now we res the main heals, so it's back. But we're still missing the Orisa. We equalize though with killing one of their DPS players. What that means right now is that we have more damage than the enemy team, but the enemy team has more health bars to deal with that, if that makes sense. Okay, so we have to use Immortality Field here. Yeah, Rhine oversteps. Hisana tries to follow. No one is there to kill the Immortality Field. And it gets value.
Beam activated.
Yeah, now zoning ult from Hanzo. Catches Van Dan. Didn't see. Unlucky. So the momentum was on the enemy team. They picked our Baptiste and Orisa. Our Baptiste gets rezzed. Now he's alive, and with his help, an Immortality Field, we kill 2 on the enemy team. Like Diprik picks, our Sigma picks their Sombra, and then we finish off the Rhine together, and the momentum swings back in our favor. The enemy team recognizes this. Their Hanzo is hitting shots. Kills the Baptiste again, kills the Echo with his ult, and now it's even again. Like, we have 3 on point, enemy team has 4 on point. Yeah, Sombra is back in spawn. So the momentum has swung back to the enemy team's favor. Now they got more value. They are the favored ones to win the fight.
Fortifying defenses.
Yeah, Noblin here dies. Yeah, Chief pulls out a pistol, tries to kill the Hanzo. Perfect dynamite to help finish off the Hanzo. And the Prick all this time in the meanwhile, instead of this Hog like focusing on the Mercy and missing all of his shots, getting no value, standing still, if he were to get some value, maybe hitting some shots on our Sigma here that kills both his support in the back line, maybe he would have, like, his team had a lot of value going in, but because of a mistake that the Hog makes here, he fucks it up for his team and mitigates all their value. So now the momentum swings back in our favor. Landed, he lands a hook.
Lock on my target.
And he ults the Prick here, so now they use an ult and they get 2 picks, the momentum swings back. And the momentum swings back again. because we keep trading, and trading favors the defense because we have shorter spawns. So a really messy fight, and both teams made a lot of mistakes along the way, and it looked winnable for either side multiple times along the way. And that's what I'm talking about when if we bring back the graph. So the reason a top 500 team doesn't do that, so the Hog knows that he needs to kill the Sigma, and even if he doesn't, he hits the shot on the Mercy. So his value is fluctuated but really high. Because of the inconsistency between all the players, like the overall value on the team is low. Why is that? Because sometimes you get huge value and sometimes you get no value. And if we have different players doing it at different times, okay, but most of the other time they're just like not getting auto value, then the average is just like here. Let's say you, for example. I know each and every single one of you can land a massive shatter and like a massive nade and a massive dynamite, and you can pull off those clutch plays and kill like 3 players with one ability, and I'm sure you can. Each and every single one of you can. But because you do it inconsistently and not in sync with one another, then that's why your overall rating is like that of a gold team, a plat team, diamond team, so on and so forth, instead of a GM team. Because you can pull off GM plays, but you can't pull off GM plays consistently to be GM, if that makes sense. So what we're going to try and focus on working is making sure that your ability cycles are aligned. For example, let's say Ashe. She has a 12-second window of operation. She has massive value here, here and here, when she has dynamites every 12 seconds, but most of the other time it's really dependent. She can stare at shields and shoot shields, she can miss all her shots, she can hit like 5 headshots in a row with your BQB, and then kill half the enemy team and also get like massive value, but generally speaking, she gets value only in these bursts of damages. Let's talk about Winston, for example, or even Echo here. Okay, Echo, I'm not that familiar with the cooldowns of Echo. Let's forget Echo. Let's talk about Winston. Winston has jump every 5 seconds. So that's like 5 seconds, that's like another 5 seconds, and that's like 2 seconds that he can't do really anything effectively, and that's like 3 seconds, and that's more 5, and that's another 5. Okay? What basically this comes to illustrate is that they're not aligned. Like the Winston can jump in with the dynamite, jump out again, and then he even has like 2 seconds to a 2-second leeway in his abilities, and that's what we call like. So in this case, the Ashe is doing her cycles as fast as she can, and the Winston is waiting. Let's look at another example. Holt Rock. Holt is like Noblin, what's the cooldown on Holt? Write in like chat on YouTube, I can see the thing.
Sorry, there's a massive delay. It's 10 seconds.
10 seconds. And the prick, what's the cooldown on Rock? $12 seconds? Yeah, okay, fair enough. 12 seconds it is.
I think it's 10. I think it's 10.
10 as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's make it 12 for the example though. Okay, so Baptiste, wait, that's Sigma now. That's Sigma, that's Orisa. Sigma has like a 12 seconds where his rock is effective, and like a half a second to charge it, let's say. And Orisa is on a 10 second. So if Orisa uses her thing and without the Sigma, then they potentially have to wait this long instead of waiting like the 10 seconds that it takes for the 12 seconds that it takes the rock to recharge. Now they have to wait like twice that. They have to wait 20 seconds instead of, like, rock twice is 24 seconds if you use it, but if you mismatch once with the halt, it's like 20 seconds instead of 24, where it takes you to. So if every 24 seconds you can do 2 halt rock combos, if you miss one of them, you're gonna have like you're basically wasting like something like 30 seconds overall. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Anyways, let's look at another example. We did a dynamite, we did a halt rock. What else is interesting? Okay, so, and every hero in the game has that. Let's look at Genji, for example. Genji can go in and... Okay, let's look at Doomfist rotations. That's like the easiest thing. So Doomfist takes like 7 seconds to reload all his abilities if he chooses to use them all at once. And he can cycle between them, like repositioning every 3 or 4 seconds. So Doom cycles really go like this. 2.5 seconds, 2.5 seconds, 2.5 seconds, 2.5 seconds, 2.5 seconds, 2.5 seconds. But everyone else on the game doesn't work like that. Let's say, for example, if there's a Doomfist and an Ashe, that's 2.5, that's 5, that's 10, that's 12. That's how it looks like between the values. So if the Doomfist does like something small here and something small here and something small here and something small here while playing with his Ashe, he's only gonna get so much value. But instead, we talked about a 7-second thingy here. If he chooses to use all his abilities at once, that's 7 seconds, that's 14 seconds. He can go in, use all his abilities at once, maybe get a pick, and then be in time for the Ashe Dynamite when it comes back online. So it gets more value because you've synced your cooldowns with the Ashe. You've found a way. And that helps you in the example of... okay, so Dynamite can't kill a target on its own, obviously. Doomfist can kill a target on his own. But if all the targets are dynamited, Doom can kill 6 targets on his own. So if he syncs his ability cooldowns and his rollouts and his cycles with the Ashe's cycle, now instead of only being able to go in, kill one, get out, because they're on fire and the enemy heals are a bit mitigated, now Doom is way better at applying like his burst damage, but over time. Like he can go in, use all of his abilities, shoots all his, fire all his shots, and go out with like 3 kills. Because he synced up with Ashe. He coordinated with Ashe. And that's the basic premise, that's the entire premise of Overwatch. The main difference between your games, like usually your games and games in like top 500 teams and so on and so forth, is that they don't use their abilities selfishly. Like all their abilities are meticulously planned and coordinated with each other. And on all the points they converge, with all their different cooldowns, all the points they converge. All the points and the lines on the graph, they converge. That's when you see Sparkle getting a 6k. That's when you see a halt combo, let's say like on Anubis that they before they choke, before they try to go into the left, the attackers on A. You get a massive halt there, and nade and a dash from Genji and an Ashe dynamite, and it all syncs up here, and they still do their cooldowns. Like, meanwhile, the Orisa won't always wait for the holds, but every once in a while they find their cycles align and they coordinate, and they find those massive picks and those massive values. And that's why when you look at the games in GM, it looks like everything is slowed down. But it actually isn't. It's chaotic when no one is synced up with anyone else. When everything is just random chaos and no one is aligned and nothing is going on. So the game feels like it happens really fast. Like something happened here, something happened here, something happened here, something happened here. But they all like don't get much value. Like the Baptiste runs out with low HP here. The Baptiste shoots someone in the head here. Things happen there, things happen there. Like the Genji is diving, the Dash is flanking, the Ryan is charging. It all happens so quick and it's really chaotic. But once you slow the game down, once you start aligning your cycles, you not only get way more value than you could have gotten individually trying to do those micro plays, micro fast plays, you also get the added benefit of slowing the game down, having time to think, having time to properly coordinate your abilities. Because how many times have you encountered you're coming in with an advantage, you're trying to go into the point really fast, let's say like the enemy team did right now, but they don't have a solid game plan. They're trying to rush it, so they go in ill-prepared, and the defending team often catches them by surprise with answers they can't really answer. Okay, so how do you answer our window here? How do you answer if they want to go in right now? How do you answer the copy from Echo? How do you answer the Mercy ult, the Orisa ult? Rima is gonna have ult soon in the next fight. How do you answer all these things? And if you don't have a solid game plan, what will look like, it's this. You're gonna go in, you're gonna do your thing, but you're not gonna be very coordinated. So your maximum value is not like gonna hit top picks. It's gonna be like, something happened here, something happened here, something happened here, there and there and there. But because they play so slow and reactive, they just fall back at the enemy team, and then they all, let's say, like they all converge on you at once with their ability cycles, and they get huge value here, and from there on it's scrappy. Like their cycles are mismatched, but they began with a match. Like they coordinated all their abilities here, they got massive value, and then the fight can be scrappy. Or if they're really good, then they kill one, they wait, they group up, they heal, they top off. Takes like 1 second, 2 seconds to do that. And then they select another target and they call, okay, Sombra is dead, let's focus the Hog now. And then they get massive value on the Hog. And then they wait, they top off, they select a new target, they see what threats do they have, they adjust their positionings a little bit, they check their flanks, and they each do this individually and over the span of like 2 seconds, and then they go again, and they get massive value, and they get another pick, and all this time they're completely safe. As opposed to how you're doing it, okay, I'm just gonna use my ult here, and then Genji maybe dashes. But now there's the Ashe uses a dynamite, but you don't have a ult and you don't have a something to coordinate, so it goes a mist, little value here, so on and so forth, just complete and utter uncoordination. And that's the stuff we need to practice. I mean, realistically, like that's the core of Overwatch. When you're talking about becoming good at Overwatch, it's like, okay, I can sit for days and talk about your abilities and how to use them, but eventually you can be completely brain dead. There was that example. We did like a quick play game, and Noblin got disconnected during a match, and he was just standing AFK, and our healers were keeping him alive, and we won the fight. Simple as that. The enemy team just didn't push, didn't realize he was AFK. Was just standing there, and we won the fight. Why is that? Because we aligned ourselves. We had the base, and we align like the base thing is that the Orisa is not moving. Okay, so now the healers both aligned their and by the way, if I didn't mention this, but this is time. And that's important because when I say coordination, I mean use your abilities at the same time. So if this is like every 5 seconds or so, so you want to use your abilities all at once. If you use your an ability here and an ability here and an ability here and an ability here and an ability here, that's value spread over time, and it gives the enemy team time to heal all the little value you do. As opposed to if you use all your ability once, that's like insane value here, and they don't have a chance to mitigate that damage. When I think about it, a better example would be to say, okay, Genji with a dash does, let's say, 50 damage. Winston with leap and a melee attack without even using a cannon does 50 damage. Let's say Ashe body shot does 50 damage as well. And for sake of good measure, Echo Shot does 50 as well. It's not the real values, but for illustration purposes. If the Ana is standing next to the Genji, let's say this is Genji. Hello, Genji. This is Ana. She's pocketing him. We want to kill the Genji. We don't like him. He flipped us off earlier. We don't like him at all. We want to kill him. If we just do 50 damage, Ana heals. 50 damage, Ana heals. 50 damage, Ana heals. 50 damage, Ana heals. Genji is alive. What happened? This is our time graph with damage here, 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 and here, for example. And the Genji didn't die. We didn't burst him fast enough. The enemy team mitigated the value that we tried to apply on the Genji because we were not coordinated. Okay then. How do we fix this? We use all the abilities, the Echo Shot, the Ashe body shot, the Winston jump, and the Genji dash all at once. So now the Ana doesn't have time to react to the heals. She just looks at her Genji, and 1 second is there, 1 second is not. He's dead. She didn't have time to react. And that's the Overwatch simplified to the core. The game is designed that one hero can't kill the entirety of the enemy team, unless you're talking like early stages of Doomfist where he was completely broken. That hero can 1v6 the entire enemy team. But generally speaking, the game is designed in a way that you can only kill enemy players if you coordinate. So you're incentivized to coordinate. And what I want us to practice from this point on, and the main goal of this VOD review in the end, is to make sure that you understand that you have to use your abilities with your team against the enemy team, and not necessarily just against the enemy team. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. And yeah, that's it. You can come back to Discord. I think I've talked enough about this subject. If you have any questions.
Right.
So, Coach, do you think it's best that you always kind of work around the longest cooldown ability, which is probably going to be like rock or something, or do you think it'd be better to do it around like the halt because it's got a lower cooldown?
I understand your question. So what you're asking is if we just should all align ourselves to the slowest possible ability cooldown, just for convenience sake. But to that I say sure. But at some point the enemy team is gonna realize, wait, why are they just standing AFK and attacking every once in a while? And then they're gonna be like, oh, they're just engaging every time with the dynamite, just like that Sigma did to you in this game, where he started 18 the dynamites and he couldn't engage properly.
Yeah.
So how do you avoid that? Well, you can use different methods, but it's mostly for you to, well, interpret. So what you can do is intentionally get your cycles out of sync in such a way that, let's say 5-10 seconds from now, you're all gonna have your abilities at the exact same time and you're gonna engage and surprise them. So let's say dynamite takes 12 seconds to use. Okay, you're gonna use dynamite and you're gonna soft dive like 3 or 4 seconds later. And by the time you have your cooldowns to dive again, you'll also have your dynamite again. So you can start applying pressure sooner and then like a fake dive, if you know what I mean, if soft dive.
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is
so
exactly the point of a soft dive. You're trying to make the enemy, you're trying to make your ability usage unpredictable for the enemy team. Wait, are they gonna dive now? Are they gonna commit? Or they're not committing? What the fuck's going on? Like it makes you, let's say they have a Mei wall, and the Mei wall is the only thing that can stop your push. So you soft dive into them and then you run away, they waste the Mei wall. Now, oh shit, we don't have a Mei wall, we're getting 0 value, we can't stop the enemy from pushing. So the enemy starts pushing, they go in and advance and you win. So it's all about these, it's all about the ability usage, like eventually, hands down.
Yeah, looking for opportunities how to make your value bigger.
Yeah, so that's another thing. At every single moment, if you build like an AI supercomputer that is perfect, can perfectly calculate the inputs that you need at every single moment to win by yourself, to get, if not win the entire game by yourself, get so much value that the enemy team basically has to do the rest of your team needs to do very minimal value in order to swing the momentum and win the fight. And what I mean by that is, let's say you find the perfect opportunity to nade 5 or 6 players on the enemy team. The perfect opportunity. You caught them in the middle of a rotation, 6 stands, you just, something took over you threw random nade in the air, it landed on 6th of the enemy team's player. Suddenly, huge value. And those opportunities exist on every hero at any given second. Okay? It's your job as a player to find those opportunities. Like the Hanzo at any given moment can throw a random arrow, hit someone that is just gonna pick a pixel, and he gets him in the head. Huge value. Not predictable, you might even say lucky. But the potential is always there. He was just lucky to find the potential. If that makes it clearer. And your job as a player is to realize, oh shit, the enemy team's value is through the roof. Like the enemy team is like they're pushing, mate. They're pushing, like they're hard pushing. There is an ult. They're insane. Meanwhile, we're a low HP, we don't have a lot of our abilities, we don't have a lot of our ultimates, but wait, I'm landing a massive nade. And now the enemy team has to fall back. Now their value is half. And because their value is half, your team has more to go around. So now your Orisa can play more aggressive, your Winston can play more aggressive, your Echo now starts flying in the air, getting space, shooting some people, your Ashe might get a headshot. Your Baptiste can now do healing more quietly without the enemy team pushing him. He can actually heal everyone, and it doesn't just keep going lower. He doesn't spam heals into his tank, and he watches the HP bar just goes lower. And that's all from one player doing one single action that absolutely gets huge value. And that's something that everyone can do, and that's what makes you good players in Overwatch. Realizing, oh shit, I need to get value, and okay, I got the value. So practicing all the mental work, all the positioning guides, all these VOD reviews, all these screams, and so on and so forth. It's just to prepare you mentally to the moment where when you say to yourself, "Oh, I need to get value right now." And all the aim training, all the deathmatch, all the other stuff that you do to prepare yourself like mechanically, that's so that you can actually get the value when the opportunity presents itself. When your brain tells you, "Oh, I've calculated the perfect path to get maximum value. You need to execute now." And then you miss all your shots and you get absolutely nothing done. So that's where your actual... Like, you can be the smartest player, but if you can't execute it mechanically, it doesn't help you. You can be the most mechanically gifted player, but if you don't know where and when, you will often get no value. So it's about finding the balance. It's about, yeah, like all things in life, I guess.
Cool.
Perfect. Didn't end up watching the entire VOD review, but we made it today about a lesson, I guess. And half of everyone left, and I have no idea why.
So no one even said goodbye.
Yeah.
Oh wait, they did. Wait, in general, how come no one has the balls to say it in voice? Huh?
I think they all quit. Too much of a mindfuck after the explanation.
Is Dawn gonna do some...
Dawn can do whatever it
practice or
chooses.
something?
Dawn can do whatever it chooses. You decide.
I mean, if we don't know, I'm gonna go on the voice and other people can join if they want.
We're already in Dawn voice. Let me get everyone.
Oh, I didn't realize.
That doesn't belong here out. Sorry, Jet.
Oh.
You're kicked.
It's alright. See you guys.
See you
Thanks
around.
for the coaching. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye, Dijon. Thanks for being here.
Bye.
Okay. Full roster. Impressive. Let's see.
I assume we can quit the stream now.
Yeah, I guess we can.